How's it going, everybody? It is Mr. Strength, and you're back, and I'm here to tell you about your last project, and I know you're super freaking excited about it. So let's go ahead and jump into this. Yeah, this is I'm excited, but I'm a little nervous for y'all to do this. So this will definitely tell me how much time you're willing to put into your work, okay? This is actually you're gonna make a commercial, flat out, period. Okay. So let's go ahead and go over all the stuff so that you guys are prepared and let's take a look. Okay. So you guys are going to make a commercial for a GPTC program. There's a list at the end of the presentation lesson that you will be able to look at and choose from. Okay. So yeah, this is going to be great. It's going to be 30 seconds to 45 seconds. So it's a pretty average range, really, if you think about it. This will be really great. All right, so the objective is to create a short commercial that highlights a program offered at Georgia Piedmont Technical College. Demonstrate effective use of storytelling, branding, and technical video audio production skills. Now, I'm going to make this really clear. If you are one of my students who doesn't like to come to campus, you are going to more than likely need to come to campus at least once. You have a short time frame to work in, but come up here because you're going to need to record based on whatever program you're doing. So if you're doing, covering welding, you're going to need to come up and record some of the students welding, the teacher in there, and they're going to be made aware that this stuff is going on because you're also going to have some waivers that they need to sign. Okay. And we'll go over some of the details of like how you can shoot, what you can shoot it with, what you can record audio with and stuff. So your project choices, these are actually the programs that you're going to choose to create a commercial for. So you got film and video production, graphic design, recording arts, 3D modeling, residential building design, welding and joining, plumbing, carpentry, automotive repair, and air conditioning tech. So carpentry and plumbing are two separate things. So let's get this party going. We'll move that up. All right. And so graphic design is going to include your animation as well as just general graphic design, recording arts, 3D modeling, residential building, welding and joining, because they are the same thing, welding, plumbing, carpentry, and automotive repair, as well as air conditioning tech. So these are programs we have, and they are in buildings C and D here at the Clarkston campus. So if you tell me which one it is, I can give you the name of the instructor and their email, and that way you can email them and try to schedule a time to come up and record. So first you need to figure out, students, you have to submit these pieces of information. So which program are you selecting? What the commercial will highlight about that program? Who the target audience is. And you do have to think about this. It's not always just going to be students out of high school or seniors in high school, or unemployed. It's because it's not just that simple. What message or messages they want to communicate and how they plan to deliver the message visually and audibly. Think about this too. You might just want to speak to the instructor or head of that department and say, "Hey, what things would you like me to highlight in this commercial? What things would be real attention getters?" You don't have to do all the work. This is literally their job, their department. Let them help you get that information by giving it to you. You just have to ask the questions. Okay. You're going to have to storyboard this. Okay. So we got to think about this is what comics are. They're just storyboards. All right. So we got to think about your camera angle. Are you doing a head-on shot? Are you doing kind of at an angle? Is it maybe an aerial, like from the top of a building down? Subject and placement, we need to look at people. Is there a car? Is there a person with a welding mask and they're doing joint, welding? Is it someone outside next to a AC unit, putting some stuff into the condenser, some coolant? Is there dialogue? Is there a soundtrack to that scene? The dialogue and information would actually be under here. It tells you like what points you're going to change the frames. It even says, beep, beep, taxis here, voiceover, taxis here. Now, make sure to look after myself. I know, Mom rolls eyes. See, and if you look, this is a great example. It's why I put this in this presentation, so you guys had an example. And then duration of the shot, a general idea of the timeline. So think about this. Watch a few commercials and kind of get an idea of how you would storyboard that commercial. So this is a great example to follow in terms of what a storyboard would look like, how it would be constructed. So basically, you have the scene, you have the description of what's happening, and then any sound effects or voices or lines. So for your production process, your pre-production is choose concept and program to focus, write out a plan and a script, draw storyboards, scout locations, and plan shots. Scouting location, you can do it here for the most part. Production, record video and audio using phones or equipment. I shouldn't say school equipment. It's really just going to be, we're going to say any other equipment because you guys can really use whatever you can. If you have a really nice video camera, do it. If you, like DLSRs can technically record video, we might consider that. But a lot of us do have fairly decent cell phones, and so just use your cell phone. Audio may be a little trickier. So what you can do as a trick is have one person recording audio with their phone, and then you're recording the video. And then you just have to go in and sync the two together. Follow the storyboard and shot list. Record multiple takes if needed. It's a good idea to do that, okay? If you're doing like a shot where you're just kind of rotating around someone, try going the other way or try coming up, or do a diagonal or have them pick their head up and swish their hair around and smile, right? Think about how you can do this and add things to it. You don't have to use the footage. It's better to have too much, have footage that you have to throw out and not use than to not have enough footage and you don't know what to use. Your post-production is you're going to import the footage into your editing software. You're going to cut clips, add transitions, include titles, music, and effects, and then export the final video into MP4 or MOV format. For the editing software, you can use whatever you'd like. I'll show you guys in a bit. I've got one that I like to use, but there's a lot of different types that you can use that are either free or stuff like Canva and Adobe Express. They do video as well. Since I know a lot of people haven't done this before, and by the way, I have done this. I did this in college. This is where I got the idea for this project. I'm going to give you guys some pro tips with this. So first off, hold the camera steady. You can use a tripod or a brace if you can, please. It's a really good idea. I hate shaky cams. And then shoot your video horizontal, not vertical. It's for a screen, okay? So think movie screens. Don't just hold your phone up, turn it sideways, and actually shoot it, okay? Use grid lines. These are an excellent, it's the rule of thirds if you have done photography. You never let your subject just stay in the center of the shot. It always has to be in at least two spaces or crossing at least one line inside of this grid. Especially if you have two separate subjects, in this case, it's the tree as well as the sun. They're separated from each other. Avoid cluttered backgrounds. I don't need to see a dirty place. Clean it up, make it look nice, okay? Keep it clean and simple and stay so that it stays focused on your subject. And then film multiple takes, like I said, of important shots at least 2 to 3 times. Tell the actor to smile if you need them to smile. It's your film. You're in charge. Tell them what you need. If they can't fulfill that, then you might need to just look at the possibility of having someone else help you out there, okay? Lighting, this one's tricky, but you can do it. Some people do have like the circle lights. Those are really good. If you're looking through your camera, you just might want to pay attention to how well lit an area is. Film in natural light when possible. Face the light source. Don't, what they mean is the subject facing the light source. So as we look here, this lady, who's in the camera or on the screen, she's being recorded, but the light's right there. The light needs to be behind the camera and then shooting onto that person, okay? Same thing when they talk about home video lighting. You can actually look online and find some tips about that. Then use desk lamps for indoor lighting to bounce lights off walls. It softens it, so it's not harsh lighting. And I would show you guys in my office, but if you haven't been in my office yet, I have some stuff covering the lights at the top, and it's for these kind of things where I'm recording. I want to make sure that you guys see me and not the glare off of my face. For audio, avoid recording in loud spaces. Obviously, there'll be some loud noises. If you're just doing a voiceover, you can record that separate. Use external microphones when possible or stay close to the mic. It just depends. Don't get right up on it like this, okay? And then always test audio before filming full takes. So make sure, just do a quick once over, make sure the audio sounds okay from where you're at. I actually did that with my microphone before. And so I had to make sure that I knew what the volume setting would be and what a good distance placement for that microphone would be as well. Here's another interesting tip, especially if you're doing voiceover, where you're just going to have someone narrating. We have a recording studio. You just have to go talk to Mr. Perry in Recording Arts or his studio manager specifically, as you would have to schedule. And he knows about this project. He's stoked about it. It's an opportunity for you guys to get a look at recording audio. And you may even be the person who's being recorded. Who knows? So, what are you going to turn in? So, the first part you're going to need to turn in to me is your written creative plan. I need to know who your audience is, what the message is, what your strategy is going to be. You're going to have to give me kind of a once over idea of what you're planning to do. It's okay if this is not exactly how things work out. Plans are just ideas that may or may not happen, okay? Then I need you to do a complete storyboard. I mean, really, six is probably fine in terms of the panels. But I need to know what your piece is going to look like. I need to know kind of what your idea for your video is and how it might look. Okay, so just keep that part in mind. And then I'm, of course, changing this on the fly. What part are you turning in for part two? And part two is mostly your final piece. So I'm not making you do sketches. That's your explanation. And then that's also going to be your storyboards. So here, what we're going to do is you're going to complete your 30 to 45-second commercial video, get it all ready and done. And then I'm going to have you do a reflection report. And this is real simple. This is just going to be a series of questions. How do you think it went? What are the issues you ran across? What parts were easy? What would you do differently? Things like that. We're just really going to look and analyze your experience with it. I really want you guys to have fun. I promise you, if you just sit back, relax, and enjoy this project, you're going to produce something great. And so I'll post these for the assignment as well, but it's what problems did you encounter while working on this piece and how did you solve them? In what ways do you think you could need to improve? What was especially satisfying about the finished product? If you had more time, what would you do differently? What part of the process did you enjoy most? And then, some others. We'll just talk about that later. But yeah, so that's the basics of I'm gonna get my little video editor thing set up. And so that's the basics of what you guys will be doing for this project. It's very simple. It's very fun. I know y'all are gonna have a blast doing it. And so it's gonna be super, super duper. Okay. So now what I'm gonna do, I'm just setting up a couple things in here real quick, is I'm gonna show you guys one program that I use to do these because I want something that's usually quick and easy to do. And so I gotta go. Here we go. I think it's this. Oh, this is the one I'm doing right now. I use Zoom to record my stuff. Okay, so this is a program by Microsoft because I use a PC and it's called Clipchamp. This I use the free version, so there's a little bit of limitation to it, but it works pretty well. I have, for example, recording. So I'm going to do the poster design and I'm going to add my media here. So here's my intro that you guys see. It's actually a really long intro. I just shorten it down. But this is, watching those transitions. And then I'm going to put my actual video in here. Okay. And then at the end, I'm going to put my outro. Boom, it's done. I can add audio to it. It already has audio inserted, but you can do multiple layers, music, stuff like that. You can add text. You can add other pieces. If I wanted to do something on top, I can do something separate, which I'm not going to do. And it's real simple. I just go over here. I'm actually just showing you guys my process. And this is actually a video for the poster design. Advertising, poster design. So this is the poster design video. Yeah, look at me. Nom, 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 nom. Yeah, right. That's what it's like. I'm just sitting there going crazy with it. Okay, so again, if you want to use something, if you got Final Cut, if you want to use Adobe Premiere, I mean, that's really high end. You can do that. You can use some basic stuff. It's fine. Canva and Express can do this stuff, but they don't handle a whole lot of heavyweight things. So just keep that in mind. It's whatever is comfortable to you. If you're not sure, come talk to me. I can point you in some directions as well. Otherwise, I look forward to seeing what you guys will come up with. relax. It will be stressful, but the stress is great because it means you're being challenged and we grow from challenges, and you guys are going to do an amazing set of commercials. Okay. All right, guys, let me know if you need any help. Email me or book an appointment. Otherwise, I'll see you all in the class.